Hi everyone, just doing a little cleanup here real quick because this is Jean with the Messy Desk. But I have a little project that I wanted to show you, and I had noticed on just things that I watch and things that I see on Pinterest or on YouTube, different things that you see sometimes when you're looking around and you notice what people are doing with a lot of their junk journaling just with their junk journaling. So one of the things I noticed was there was a use of cellophane, and using mainly the cellophane that you get when you take a package apart and you save that cellophane. Like if you get a piece of jewelry or something of that nature, you may save the cellophane so that you can use that then in another project. Originally, when I started this whole journey of the videoing and doing things online, I had originally purchased a lot of things from Temu, and they have an amazing collection of items, and a lot of them come in some really nice cellophane. And I saved all mine for the longest time, and then I just decided I didn't have anything else that I could use it with. So today I am going to show you a little project. This is not original, but it's just something that I sort of came up with while I was perusing, as I told you before. And what this is it's a way for you to make a tag, or you can make a card. This can be used as a topper for a journal. So there's lots of things that you can do with this particular project. So the way that I started out is I have been going through a lot of my scrap papers, and I've been looking around for things that I can use to get some stuff off my table. So this is probably 20 years old, but what I wanted to use on this one, I don't want to use the green, so let me use this one with the blue on it. It doesn't really have any design, but it's okay. So what you need for this project is a cellophane, something that's cellophane. So if you have, like I have a cellophane bag here, and then you would want to have a background paper. And then in my case, I am using one of my vintage images. And the reason why I am focusing on the image is because I had talked to you all about the designing of a journal and kind of trying to create a story behind that. And when you create a story behind what you're making, it makes not only it more enjoyable, but it also helps you to come up with the elements that you actually want for the project. So for this one, what I've been doing is I take some score tape, because this doesn't have to necessarily be super applied. You know, it's not going to go anywhere. So I just take some score tape and put it on the back of my image. And these are images that I have made. I am not sure if they're in my coffee shop, but if they're not, I'll put them there. And I'm going to use the blue side because I want to do kind of a blue color story with this. And then I'm just going to apply it, and I'm going to kind of make it a little higher at the top than it is at the bottom. So that's good right there. Looks great on that blue. So then I'm going to take my cellophane bag, and for the purpose of this project, I only had a couple of them, so hopefully I won't mess this up. So there she is in her cellophane bag, and I look at her and I think, what kinds of things would she have had maybe in her hope chest, or did she save snippets from something? So what I've done is I have a few buttons. There's a blue one. Here's a blue bead. And I just start putting in there what I think may apply to her based on her color story and what I think, you know, what vintage things I think she might have in her little treasure box. So then I put in even a little piece of fabric. Just a tiny little tattered piece. Maybe she cut this off of one of her dresses when she was little and she wanted to keep it. So we can put that in there. And that'll go down in the bottom. And then I was thinking too that maybe she had, just because I want to brighten up the story a little bit, I'm going to put a few of these little yellow cosmos in there, because she probably will assume that she picked these and she dried them and she saved them from a bouquet of flowers that someone gave her. So I just need to check these. Sometimes they're double. And these are fun to put in too, because it breaks up kind of that blue, that stark blue that we're looking at. So I think there's two here, but they're hard to get apart sometimes. So let me see if there's another one that's a single one. I've had this bottle of these for a long time, but I got them at a yard sale for 50 cents, and the original price was $6.99, and that was years and years ago. So there are her flowers, her dried flowers that she has. Now I want to make her like a little piece of maybe jewelry or something that she would keep. So, oh, this thing doesn't want to open. So let's see. I know I have some jump rings in here. And let me see if there's anything else interesting in this button box that we could put in that is on, we'll put this bright blue button in it just to brighten it up a little bit. And let's see, I know I have some. Here's another blue bead I can put in there. I'm trying to think if I have anything that I can kind of make like a little, let me see if I have a different treasure box here. I would like to put a key. So let me see if I can find my other little box. Here it is. Let me see what it has in it. So, I'm back on that. This just has some trim and some things that Kim gave me, but I want to look for, I'm pretty sure I had some keys in here. I also have a heart, which I think I put a heart. This is a cute little bell. Let me see if I can find a key. There's a cute little dangle too. This may not be my box that had the keys in it, but that's okay. We'll use those two things. And I'll use this little elephant. She has a turban on, so she could have been traveling somewhere fancy. And let me get a piece of seam binding or something that will go with her color. Let me see. There's pink in there, but I didn't want to make it pink and blue because that's like a, you know, boy-girl thing, and that's not what I'm going for here. Okay, well, it would be great to be able to find my seam binding. And I know it's here. Let's see. Do I have the right color? No. I don't think. Because I want blue. What does this say? Okay, I have two things that I can use. So, this is just like a little thing that she could have to kind of keep her memories in. That's kind of where I'm going with this. It's kind of like a memory or treasure box. So I'm going to put these three things on here as a little charm. And I have this ribbon, so I'm just going to use it. I don't have any seam binding at the moment that matches the color story. So I will use this, and let me pull it tight so it looks like some semblance of a bow. I can never get bows right, but this will be better than some bows I've made. And I'm just going to cut off the ends and cut off the ends, and then pull this just a tiny bit tighter on So the bow is smaller. Okay, and then I'm going to drop this in here. And so she has her dried flowers, she has her jewelry charm, beads, a couple buttons. Let me see if I can find a few more buttons to go in there. That's something else. Okay. I have a few buttons that had little rhinestones in them, and they've fallen out. And I put glitter glue in to see if that would fill them back up again, but not so much. So this one, I think that's the only thing I have in here that's blue other than a bead or two. And it doesn't, I mean, you can look at the design that you're going for, and it doesn't all have to be blue. I mean, you can certainly pick any color out of her head wrap or whatever you want to complete the look. So I'm going to put in, I found another few buttons that are blue, and that looks like it's pretty full. I'm going to try one other thing. I want a piece of this lace. It's going to be a bigger piece because I don't really know how I could cut it any smaller. So let me see if I can just trim it right here. Usually on these laces, they all have something that connects. So I'm going to cut it right here, and it kind of looks like a fan or something she might have clipped in her hair, something like that. So I'm going to stick that in there. And there we have our treasure box. Now, some people make these and they put glitter and things in them, and they call them shaker cards. This is too big, I think, for a shaker card. So I'm just going to bend this down and seal it. We will be putting something on the top, so we won't have to worry about anything coming out. So let me see what I have that I can put on the top. I didn't think that far ahead. Isn't that the case? I'm going to use a piece of this ecru ribbon. Let me see how much I need. And clip it right here. And I'm going to put this on with my stapler. Now, wonder where that went. Yep, there goes Jean with the messy desk again. So, oh, here it is. I want to staple this on because what that'll do is it'll also help keep the bag closed. So let me just staple it here and then come over here and staple it again. And then I was looking at some blue material I have. I'm wondering how, and I don't like that. Wonder if we put a piece of this on the top. That would look pretty. Doesn't have to be too terribly much on the top, just so that it kind of changes the shape a little bit so it's not so square-ish. We could put a little bit of this on, but I think since we put that on, we're just going to leave it. Let me trim up this little flower. Let me look in my jewelry box a second and see. I can never get these things open. And see if there's something light enough that I could attach to the top. This is kind of pretty. It's missing a pearl, but I'm going to put that flower over the top of it. Let me see how that'll look. Yeah. I have some pearls, but I think they're too big for this. So let me just try this by putting it in the lace itself and not into the paper. And this is a great way to use up broken pieces of jewelry. Add them to your tag designs. I have always been a big fan of things that have texture. Of course, you know that. And that this will be something that will add a lot of interest to this piece. So let me see if I can get it clipped on here. The lace wants to get in the way. And of course, because it's not really that secure. Oh, that looks so pretty, doesn't it? I don't know if the pearls that I have are, oh, they're way too big. I think I'm just going to, do I have any other flower designs? Let me think for a second. I don't think. So maybe I will just put this here to cover up the hole. And I have, so we can put this right here to cover up the hole. That looks so nice, even with the missing pearl. So since I like it, I'm going to go ahead and stick it through the back piece also, because it's too wobbly like this. I can get it out now. Okay. Jean, why are your videos so long? Well, it takes me 10 minutes to do one thing. Okay, I know I have a pokey tool here. So let me see how long this is going to be. So I want it right here. So I'm going to have to poke right here. And let me see where I need to poke the other one. I'm going to poke it just a little bit shorter so it can go through and it can be less, oops, let me put that back up there, less wobbly is what we hope. Okay. And you know, I have tons of broken jewelry that I purchased off of eBay. You've probably seen my one horrible video on that where I was out of frame. But this is the first time really using anything for it. Isn't that just so precious? And actually, the way that that's pressed in there, I'm wondering if I don't have just a small pearl bead that I can find. A small, how about a blue one? Just to kind of, there we go, just to kind of marry the colors together. We'll just put this blue one here. I'm so excited that I actually used this piece of jewelry that's so beautiful that I thought, oh, it's missing a pearl. What am I going to do? Okay. So there we go. So there is this lady's book of our little bag of memories, and she's on the inside, and it's secure so that if you want to stick it inside a journal, you can. Now, I think this is either, this might be, if you look right here, it might be a scratch in the bag or a piece of something. There it goes down. Okay. Well, somewhere. It's going somewhere, I think. Okay. I don't see. It's not in her face anymore. Now it's on her neck. But anyway, isn't that a really cute idea? Just to take some treasures, put them in the bottom, and create this story of this lady and the things that she's collected. Here's the first one that I did, just as an example. And this one has a piece of jewelry and some buttons and some lace and some fabric. And then here, this is some vintage tatting. One of Tim Holt's moth die cuts, and this is just a little piece of leftover paper. And then, like I said, I just stapled it closed so that there wouldn't be any reason to lose them. So those are my designs, and I have some more of the ladies. I just need to get find my other cellophane bags, and you can get them on places like Temu, or you can get them from Amazon, eBay, and you want to get the kind that have the pull-off sticky part so that you can stick it when you're finished, and then you won't have all this extra. You'll have a more secure close. So don't get the kind that have the gusseted bottoms that are made for candy, because they won't do the same thing. So there are my treasure or memory cards for my ladies. I'm going to put them for sure into my fabric journal. I think they will be a great addition because they have fabric on them. And what a great way to repurpose some jewelry while we were at it. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. I'm sorry I have not been in the videoing mood lately. I have some ups and downs sometimes, like we all do. So I am now catching up after a week off, so you will see more of me. And I hope you enjoyed this fun project and you try it yourself. As I always mention, my Facebook group is Lilac Lane Livery. If you join that group on Facebook and you add a design of your memory bags or treasure bags for your project, and I see that posted there, what I will do then is I will send you a little envelope with some goodies in it. Speaking of envelopes, I am probably sending out a handful midweek. I haven't gotten too many back yet, so I was waiting till I got a few more, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and present those and then get the other ones out the door. So thank you for watching. Please share my video if you think you know someone that might like this type of craft. If you do, I really appreciate it. And like and subscribe. Have a good day. Bye for now.